Let's get started. I'm John Retton with my review of AEW Rampage Black Friday edition. Discount, especially when it comes to the commentary team. I'm just going to say right now, if Fozzy doesn't get a hit record at some point, Chris Jericho has just got to realize he is dragging down any program he's part of. None of his feuds have been all that good, especially in the last year plus, and his commentary is fucking abysmal. At first, when the pandemic first started, him and Shivani were having fun. He was actually enjoyable because they were trying to entertain themselves, trying to entertain the fans. It's just, at this point now, he's an old man yelling at clouds. He's overriding Excalibur or Taz. Ricky Starks, you don't need to have a four-man commentary booth. Ricky Starks being out there, or having a wrestler out there to do commentary, if they're feuding with a particular wrestler in the match that they're calling, that makes sense. But Excalibur and Taz for a 1-hour show would be fine. Chris Jericho's dragging it down. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. I also want to say that I hope you had a terrific turkey day, ham day, whatever foods you decide to have. Even if you're vegan, whatever dishes you decide to have, whatever pies you decide to put your face into, remember to come up for air when you put your face down in a pie, and whatever juices you had dripping down your goddamn face, whatever meat you basted. Don't baste your meat too goddamn much, and don't look down or you'll go blind. And whether you were friends, family, or, just, having a party of one as far as a Thanksgiving dinner. It's always nice to have self-care. And if you went out Black Friday shopping, hopefully you got the best deals. Donate to charity, whatever you did. And hopefully you were safe and treated the retail workers with respect. Because, boy, I've worked Black Friday and it's really goddamn brutal. Anyway, Adam Cole, baby, and the infamous Bobby Fish. And given the fact that, well, if you know, when it comes to Bobby Fish, he's been, I think, hit in the head a few too many times. They took on Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta with Chuck Taylor, who's the bestest best friend buddy team. That's literally how this fucking thing started on Dynamite. Cole and Fish were like, we're the best friends. Taylor and Cassidy, we're literally called the best friends. And Orange Cassidy did his typical comedy, and I hate it. I don't hate Orange Cassidy as an athlete. He's fine. I get why people like him. I've seen it. I hate the pocket comedy. It doesn't work for me. And Jericho just putting over Cassidy was hilarious given the feud that they had where Jericho ended up in a vat of orange juice. Jericho further is cementing that he just doesn't give a shit and he has really bad ideas, and Tony Khan needs to put his goddamn foot down when it comes to Jericho saying his idea, or putting out his ideas, because he's just not that creative. So they do dives and stuff, the knee bar gets stopped, and Orange hurls himself, or gets hurled at the steps, that is. And Super Falcon Arrow, he does the deal, and he didn't kick out of the Falcon Arrow. Holy shit. That was 15 minutes of national television. It wasn't bad. Fish and Cole got the victory, but whatever. Anyway, Shivani was with Tony Nese. He is scouting the competition. He wants to challenge Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara shows up and says, oh, you want to say that to my face? No. Let's have a good, clean fight. And then he punches him. So we're having that match on Rampage next week. So, FTR has a pre-tape where they're going to have a 2 out of 3 falls match with the Lucha Bros on Rampage. And then Riho took on Britt. The Doctor will see you, meow. And Rebel and Jamie Hayter were there at ringside. Boy, you can always tell when Jamie Hayter's there because we're all very distracted. It's a Black Friday deal match on number 1 contenders match. In other words, I understand why they do some of this stuff, and WWE went nuts with the contenders matches, and sometimes New Japan will do it, but usually it's people pinning somebody, the champion in a multi-man match. On occasion, it's fine. Sometimes I think they're trying to come up with too many variations, and Riho never received her, never received a rematch. I mean, granted, the pandemic happened and everything, so yeah, I guess at number 4, maybe they felt, oh, let's have her earn this. She's not going to beat Britt. She beat her here. The match wasn't bad. It was... it was, I guess by default, it was the second best match of the night. Because this and the main event, I guess, were kind of tied. Because there were elements of good in both. But there was interference. Riho wipes out both Britt and Rebel and knocks the hat off. Not the hat. Not the damn bunt cake pan. And then we get a dragon suplex. And we get a big stomp. And then we get the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. Surprise roll up 1, 2, 3. Britt's upset she lost. Oh no. Riho's not going to win the rematch anyway. But whatever. Have Thunder Rosa beat Britt Baker at the next pay-per-view. Should be Revolution. Britt, at that point, will have had the championship for about 8 months. Close to, no, actually about 9 months by that point. So anyway, Andrade, El Olio, and Cody are going to have a Atlanta street fight on Dynamite. I wonder if Cody's going to get cheered in Atlanta. I actually kind of hope he gets booed repeatedly. And constantly. You know why? Because at this point, Cody's just doing it to spite people. If you like Cody, that's fine. I don't. Alan 5 Angels versus Bryan Danielson because he's just picking hometowns, and Angels is from Atlanta. The Atlanta Angels, if you will. That sounds like a nightclub. Is it a nightclub? Atlanta people, let me know. The Gun Club of Colton and Billy, I believe, because I think Austin is going to be at ringside against Sting and Darby Allin. No, we don't get any Hook! And then we're getting Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander in the final quarterfinal match in the TBS tournament. You know, in retrospect, they probably should have waited a few weeks to, to do this and maybe have a few more women's matches, because they got the final couple and then they're going to crown the first champion, I guess, on the first broadcast on TBS. They got a fucking month and, 8 more programs to do something, unless they decide to just, I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway, like I said, FTR versus Lucha Bros and Sammy versus Tony Nese on Rampage. I don't actually know if there's another match. I missed a couple of these. I apologize for writing them down really quickly. And then we get Garcia 2.0 and Eddie split screen thing. And Mark Henry is the most useless signee they've had. At least on camera. If he wanted to be just a coach, that's fine. So, Daniel Garcia, whatever what does he actually prefer to be called? Danny Garcia or Daniel Garcia? Taking on Eddie Kingston. The crowd loved Eddie. And this was taped after Dynamite, so okay, there were times where they were a little exhausted because they did tape AEW Dark Elevation before. But that being said, Eddie is over, despite the fact that at this point his body is pretty broken down because of all the issues that he addressed in the Players Tribune and also just all the bumps he took. But Eddie knows how to work smart. And he works that brawling style and everything. It's different. And Garcia is very, very good. This team with 2.0 is a little bit weird, but it's fine. They're a good trio. And Garcia is a very, very good athlete. He did target the legs with knee bars and, heel hooks. And then eventually we got, a few, we got a few near falls and stuff like that, and a few beat downs and repeated strokes of the head. That's how you frustrate a guy. And then the spinning back fist, 1, 2, 3. 2.0 gloms him, and then Jericho runs down because we needed somebody that made Eddie Kingston look like he was in better shape. And I'm not knocking Eddie, because Eddie has been open about his issues. Jericho is in fucking denial. Jericho's fucking wiped out. So I guess we're going to get we might get Jericho, Eddie, and somebody against 2.0 and Garcia on episode of Dynamite at some point. That's it for Rampage. Anyway, hope you guys had a terrific holiday. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Wetland. I'll see you soon.